RotoHive? Good?
Yeah.
All right, so what is RotoHive? Outside of an amazing logo, what is this? Well, I'll start with the name. The term Roto is synonymous with the fantasy sports industry. So there are plenty of other Roto-themed websites out there. You might have like rotonews.com as an example. And then you have Hive as in Hive Mind. So what we've built is essentially a global fantasy sports hive mind on the Ethereum blockchain. So what is that and why is it interesting? I got a little choppy there. But, so fantasy sports is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. You have about 50 million people who play every year. And for anyone who's unfamiliar with the concept, it's sort of like human horse racing. Like you're trying to predict which athletes are going to statistically have the best game. And much like horse racing, if you're good at making those predictions, there's a lot of money to be won. Much in the same way, like if I knew who was going to win the Kentucky Derby, that information would be quite valuable, and the same is true in fantasy sports. So you have people all over the world who are creating these like player rankings and projections every week, and they all claim to be the best, they all claim to be gurus, there are all these different Roto-themed websites out there. And the problem that RotoHive wants to solve is that it's like everybody is working on the same problem in isolation from everybody else. Like there's a guru over here and he thinks he has the best rankings, and then there's someone over here that maybe has slightly different rankings, and you have all these people trying to solve this problem, but they're not collaborating. And so RotoHive allows you to sort of like get paid for your knowledge of fantasy sports. Like we want to combine the player rankings of, say, we're not there yet, we do have users, not this many, but hypothetically, if we could get like 50,000 people to tell us, you know, what they think that week, we would then create like meta models around these submissions to then sort of like create models that should be better than like what is produced by any one person using sort of the wisdom of the crowd strategy. And if that works, then this information is very monetizable. So if our users can create really, really good predictions, we want to pay them for it, so they have incentive. But if they can do this, we should ultimately create a pretty interesting new kind of fantasy sports platform. So, like I said, it's a new type of fantasy sports tournament. We want to have people submit their player rankings, and then if they're good, they can win cryptocurrency. Our crypto is called Roto. Again, the term Roto is just synonymous with all fantasy sports. I think that's really important to point out because it's like we kind of own the token of all fantasy sports. Like there will never be another Roto token. And it acts as a way to show confidence in predictions. So we do weekly tournaments where we ask you to rank players, and we put up an Ethereum prize pool. And the only way to win that prize pool is to stake our cryptographic token to your submission. Because if we did this without a token, if we just said like, you know, we have a prize pool and the best models will get paid, like you'd have people who would create, you know, 1,000 different accounts and just with the hope that one of them hit, they wouldn't have any real like skin in the game. So Roto kind of makes them have some skin in the game when they make a submission. So this is kind of what it looks like when you log in. Anyone who is familiar with like DraftKings or FanDuel, this probably looks somewhat familiar. You're asked to rank your players, so here we have quarterbacks. You can click that, it would drop down to like running backs, wide receivers, all the different positions. And then you have a pool of players, again, very similar to existing fantasy sports setups. And then you're asked to make your rankings. So you stake your Roto, you make your submission, and hopefully over time we can cultivate some pretty good data from our users. And I really want to harp on this, like this is a live working platform. This is not like vaporware or something we hope to have, you know, ready in like 3 years. Like this is, it's already been top 100 Ethereum dApp. This is on State of the dApps about 2 weeks ago, and I'm pretty proud of this. Like we're above, like Funfair I know has like a $30 million market cap. I think Aragon is up there as well. So for a project like ours that didn't do an ICO, it's just pretty cool to you know, to see us above those kind of like high market cap projects, and we've been above like Oh My Go, 0x. So we do have users. It's really exciting. And our token is listed on LA Token. They came to us about a listing, so you can actually buy our token. And if you want to play on our platform, you stake the token and you can win Ethereum. And there's all contact info again, rotohive.com. You can email us, info@rotohive, github.com/rotohive. We have a Telegram group, t.me/rotohive. So thank you very much.